Monster Brick Reviews.
This is the mini camper set from PowerBlocks, and here's a look at the box. And this box is pretty well designed, actually. It says summertime on it. Got a picture of a Mini Cooper. It says enjoy the summertime. The box itself is well designed. Shows pictures of the actual car. Here's more information or pictures. Right here it actually says block building designer, and it says Moonrock. So it's signed by the designer of the model, which is interesting. Another thing that is unusual is it actually tries to tell you the scale of this particular model. So I'm thinking this is probably actual size at 12 centimeters. This is kind of humorous. It says 132 scale, exquisitely assembled building block car suitable for the female demographic, equipped with its own cargo container, perfect for gifting occasions. So we'll come back to the cargo container. I think that's really interesting. 356 pieces. So they've really thought about this particular model and how to present it. It even has these printed stickers that keep it closed. Once you open up that box, it has this white box inside it. And what's inside this white box are pieces for a cargo container. And check this out, the container itself has printing for the summertime logo and other printing that they sort of just made up, like 14 and up. This is the model number for the actual toy. And these pieces here are not Lego pieces. They specially designed them for this particular set as a display. It looks like there's these additional pins specifically for this cargo container. The cargo container actually even includes a clear piece, I'm assuming so that it keeps dust out. And there is a picture of what this container looks like at the very back of the instruction booklet. Check this out. So once you've built it, you can put your car in there and you can close it up. And let's see, once you close it up, there's this tiny picture of what that looks like there, and you can see it on their product page too. I thought it was an opening, clear opening, but there's actually a clear piece that goes across it. Now this is pretty clever because they have a couple other models, and so that means you can, after you build them, you can stack them, which is something you can't do with Speed Champions and other Lego parts or other Lego cars. So you can stack them vertically side by side, and it keeps the dust off of them, and you can still access the cars if you want to, like straight on, just pull it straight out. So I think this is a pretty clever idea. The color here is a pretty good match for Lego's dark green. Not sure what all these studs are for the inside, but that's really interesting. I'll look forward to building it. The pieces themselves, you get these couple of bags, not a ton of bags because it's only 356 pieces or whatever. The colors and the parts, they look identical to Lego's parts. These are all Lego's molds as far as I can tell. So they would be completely compatible with Lego if you were ever to try and take it apart or add to this car. Something that's really nice I see a lot in these off-brands is there's a generous amount of drum lacquered silver parts here. So these do look pretty good. Once I start building it, I'll see how the finish holds up, but they're pretty good, pretty clear. There's a lot of them. Lego sets don't usually come with that many. And then there's other things that happen in here, like some parts that normally come assembled are not assembled on these kind of kits, so you have to put them together yourself. Not a huge deal. I do see a piece here I don't recognize. That one right there. I don't know what that. Maybe somebody else has seen that before. I haven't seen that before. Here's the instruction manual. It tells you a little bit about how to put the stickers on, which is helpful. And the English is pretty poor, so thankfully you can rely on the graphics, and they've essentially stolen Lego's graphics right there. And then the actual pacing for the instructions, I think it's kind of tight, right, to see 4 six per page. It's kind of a lot. What ends up happening is that the parts that they call out end up being super small. So it becomes harder and harder to distinguish black, dark gray, silver from light gray. It becomes a little bit harder. But what they did do that's nice is they put in red the pieces that are being newly added to the assembly. And then they've grayed out assembly pieces that are from prior steps. So that helps you kind of keep track of what's going on. Looks like there's quite a few steps here, probably over 100. Yeah, quite a few. So it's probably for a little bit more of an advanced builder, and it seems to suggest that this is for 14 and up, and I think that makes sense. It has a small sticker sheet, pretty small one, clear with a clear backing. And then something that I noticed is that this particular company, they have, I think, 4 models right now. This is the only one that is sort of realistic. The others, they have alternate builds that are inspired by Back to the Future. So they're skirting with IP infringement. I mean, it actually says Back to the Future on it, but it's none of those models are from the movie. The other thing they've done here to skirt IP infringement is they don't say Mini Cooper anywhere on this. Instead, it's called a Mini Camper. Where is that? Right here. It says Mini Camper, which has a similar look. If you were not an English speaker, that's pretty darn close to Mini Cooper. So, hey, clever way of getting around it. Good on them for as long as they can keep that up. And then the box itself, it's kind of a matte finish, which is really nice. You know, full bleed, really, somebody took some time to design it. So it presents pretty well. You almost don't want to open it. Oh, one more thing. You get a separate instruction sheet for the cargo container, so you can see how it works. And it opens up. It says the color is based on the real thing. I don't know what that means. I think they mean the color is based on real cargo containers. And I did notice that for their other cars, they come with unique cargo containers, which is kind of cool. So you could have a whole collection of them. So very collectible. I think when people start collecting them, putting them side by side, it's probably pretty rewarding.